wait. Okay, so we're going to call the meeting to order at 7:02. And first thing we'll do is stand and the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Last meeting of 2017 is upon us. Glenn, have you had a chance to look at last month's minutes?
Yes, I have.
I don't know, since he wasn't present, can he still?
I wasn't present, so I don't know.
Oh, you weren't there. You can't. We gotta wait for Dennis on that.
Okay.
Yeah, you were not there at the meeting. That's correct. You when we had that softball thing and
Yeah.
the practice. Okay, so we're gonna put a circle around that, and we'll do that after. That brings us to you, Steve. Neighborhood Watch. I saw there was an article in the Crier that talked about reached out to new residents in town and how to get a hold of somebody and sign up on the Neighborhood Watch.
Very good.
And did you see it? It was,
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it just came out in the mail the other day. Yeah, it was very nice. If we could have Melissa repeat that same thing for the next few months in the Crier, it's no charge for us. It's a town publication. We ought to do it for the next 3 or 4 months. I would like to see that. Okay. Actually, in the near future, almost every month if we could. You know, to get the members on board.
Okay.
I think word of mouth is pretty good too, Dave. It's, actually, I owe a little bit of thanks to Chief Picard, because he actually ran into someone who lived just around the corner from me who I'd never met before.
Really?
And he had mentioned to him about the Neighborhood Watch, and after you had talked to them, they came over and gave me all their information. We got them all signed up, and they're involved, so thank you very much. Appreciate that.
It helps us immensely too.
It absolutely, another set of eyes, and it's in my neighborhood, so it's a win-win for
Might
me.
be sure. All right, so too early to ask if you had any new memberships and stuff, but maybe next month you could fill us in if anybody, you know.
Absolutely.
We like to keep it going, and I'm sure once the chief does his report, if there's something in there that interests you, then raise your hand and we'll let you talk further.
Great.
If there's anything that refers to the Neighborhood Watch. With that said, Chief, you're up.
Well, in December, we didn't have any reported burglaries. There was a report of a burglary in progress, but I guess that didn't pan out. So it just goes to prove the Neighborhood Watch is working. And I wanted to continue, and the more people they have, the better it is for everybody. So kudos to the Neighborhood Watch group for a job well done in 2017, and we're looking forward to success in the upcoming year.
We're going on 6 years with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had this critical injury case that happened last month that the guys have put a substantial amount of investigative hours in. Unfortunately, the victim isn't improving much. Everybody's still praying for recovery, but it's still sort of like a limbo. But that investigation continues and will continue until eventually there'll be some sort of arrest rate.
Yeah. You're just waiting to see how it all turns out.
Correct. I just wanted to extend thanks to Lil and to Melissa for everything they've done above and beyond their job description with the community service, with the trunk or treat, and now with the giving tree. It's just incredible how much energy they put into this community, and they just do an outstanding job, and I think they should be recognized.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I having attended the budget presentation with the selectmen and the budget presentation with the budget committee, you and Melissa put together that nice video. She did it? She did, okay. Well, she's very creative, but when I'm looking at that and being the chairman of the police commission, it gives me a warm feeling when I see your staff all coming up to the plate and doing a lot of volunteer work. In those videos, it showed a little bit of volunteer work with the trunk or treat. We had the Auburn Old Home Days, you got the giving tree. Some of it is done on the clock, obviously, okay, but a lot of it is, I'm telling you, Ray, you were there at the trunk or treat, the Auburn Home Days, I was, you were, I mean, a lot of your staff. So being a business owner myself, and I've done some charitable fundraising events, sometimes it's hard to get people to want to come on their own time to help you out, but it's gratifying, and I had a warm feeling about it when I saw it, so I just want to share that with all your staff, okay? So make sure that message gets, brought down the chain. Okay, so Chief, anything else, or?
That's it, I think the guys did a great job this year, and we're looking forward to a productive year.
Yeah, okay, Ray.
Okay, we only have a couple things. Kevin Cashman is back. You know, he was out on some leave for a while, but he's back, and his canine's been picking up some activity. They had two good calls this last month. Were good ones. They found a lost guy in the woods off of Spofford Road. A 7-year-old Alzheimer's guy got lost. And then they had a building search of a burglary in progress over in Derry that they went and aided them in. The guy actually escaped from the building and got off, but they found where he had broken into what was taken and was kind of helped out the Derry Police Department. Some of the stuff you guys just talked about all the charity stuff that's been going on, the police department, the giving tree thing's still going on.
Yes.
There's still tags out here, so if anybody's looking to help out somebody in need, then we still have plenty more of the.
Oh, that was, those tags are on
Yeah.
those green things? Okay,
Yeah,
so
exactly right.
one of us could pick one of those up,
Yep.
buy that particular article,
Yep.
and bring it back here.
And we get it to the family.
I got you.
Yep.
All right, yep.
We did have 2 private citizens donate turkeys for Thanksgiving for people who didn't have turkeys and needed food and stuff. We had, I think it was like 18 turkeys donated by 2 different private individuals, and then I'd like to thank them. I don't think they want their names out there, but we can thank them anyway. And we were able to give turkeys to all these families that were in need here that we had, and then the surplus ones went to the First Assembly of God food pantry so they could give them out.
Fantastic.
Local people. It was pretty good.
Fantastic, very nice.
Yep, and I think they already got some other things planned for January, the coin fundraiser, but I don't even understand what they're doing, so they.
These girls are very busy,
I told you to ask.
okay?
They got something else in the
Yeah,
works for
yeah,
January.
we get rid of one thing, well, don't look like it's a bad thing.
No,
But,
no.
you get on board with one thing and they say, hey, Dave, by the way, what do you think of that? Oh, okay, let's think you're about the new thing.
Yeah.
But that's terrific, so you got
We,
something else for January coming, okay?
Yeah, we also, last month had a NCIC audit. The FBI came and audited our NCIC entry process, and we passed that with flying colors. Everything was in accordance with what they needed. And I think the lady likes us now. She'll come back to visit, so she was all friendly.
Yeah,
Budget, we had our budget presentation to both the selectmen and the budget committee this month, and that went pretty well. Everything got approved.
got every single thing on the budget.
I think
and it
everything
was,
that we presented, I think that went
It
pretty
was
well.
it was a tight budget, I mean, it was almost level funded.
Yeah, yeah, I think the only thing in there were the increases for the cruiser line, really.
Yeah.
was the only thing in there.
Which is, they increased the cruisers across the country. Ford
Right.
increased their discounted price to municipalities when it comes to buying these vehicles.
Right.
But it's still a great deal.
I think you guys have a printout of this year's budget. Oh, this is gonna be coming up later on, all right, we'll save that for old business.
Okay,
And I think that was it. I have, you have 2 handouts for the MRI updates. I try to give every month. We didn't have so much last month because we were doing the budget stuff.
yes,
There are, it should be deleted on the ninth round ones. A lot of those were already done, and they were just kind of like we hadn't, formally told you that they were done. A lot of these were done a long time ago or within the last year. Those are all the remaining requirements that we had, so they're all our MRI recommendations have been addressed. There were 4, which is the second page, of them sent to the town that addressed more the town than they'd address us, more of a budgetary and payroll type of stuff. They do the payroll and the books for the police department. So it was stuff that affects that kind of stuff. Like one was to buy a computer program so that the budget could be a real-time thing. You look on the computer and stuff. That's not something that we would deal with. That's something that we just forwarded to the town administrator, and he can address those 4 ones on his own if they choose to. So this should be the last time that we bring up MRI because all our stuff is done.
are you talking about this paper that says recommendations forwarded to the town?
That's right.
10.25, 10.7,
Yep.
12.1?
Right, those
Okay.
4 requirements Two of them had to do with the computer program, the same computer program. One has to do with setting up of a donation account, which a lot of towns do that. They have a private account or a public account set up by the town, so if someone wants to make a donation, either the police, fire, or anybody else, they have a bank account to put the money in, but that's up to the town to decide if they want to do something like that. And the last one, if they want to charge, they recommend they look into charging more money for cruisers for police details. But again, that's a town, they're the ones that set up the rate that they charge companies and vendors. So if they wanted to increase that, they can.
That would be for them, not for the police commission.
Not for police.
We're not looking to raise the rate at all. It's
Nope.
what the town then tax on to our hourly rate.
Right.
For the cruiser and
Exactly.
administration.
Exactly right. So that's up to the town, and that
Yep.
should be it for all our stuff.
And that's gonna clean you right up on the MRI, okay?
Right.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Anything else, Fred?
Nope.
Okay, and that's it. Now we got review of the 2017 budget figures, which is current year only, right? Okay. So, we're looking. But this, you still have at least 6 weeks of bills in here, right? Probably half of November and all of December.
This one's up to December 5th, so this
Oh,
will have
really?
2 pay periods left.
And I'll-
Okay, yeah, so you're 85.6 over, you're gonna have 2 more pay periods in this.
And I'll have the invoice and whatever is
In it,
from now
yeah.
until I receive it.
So have you had a chance to say to yourself, well, out of this 167,000 and change that's left now, we're gonna have some left over?
We're estimating 30 to 35, somewhere around that.
30 to 35.
We do have some things pending. I think, do we add them in now, the bills?
Not into this.
So we have some things pending that will show up in this as well, some equipment that has already been ordered, but we haven't built
You haven't
stuff
built it.
yet. So
Yeah.
one's another car repeater, a portable radio,
Yep,
and we ordered our firearms. I think the firearms are in there, but they won't come until, they won't physically be here probably until after the first of the year. So we purchase them, they manufacture them after you pay,
Yep.
and then they send them out to the.
well, last year you had a wish list at the end of the year, the committee, the police commission, allowed you to buy, you know, a list of maybe half a dozen things. At one point, we kinda said, why don't you buy this and this and this? It's not, you don't have a list as such this year.
The only thing we were thinking of purchasing was one more car radio. We need 2 more car radios.
Yep.
We have one budgeted for next year.
Yep.
We were looking at maybe getting one this year. It's $2,800.
Yeah, well, if you've got,
For that?
if you got like 25,000 left, I don't know if you'd have any objection, but get the radio with this money that's already been budgeted. Still give a good, decent amount of it back to the town, but let's get those radios, those are so important.
Well, couldn't we fix the speed trap thing too,
Uh,
with some of that money?
Right, we can get that fixed. I don't
mean
think
the
it's gonna
speed
be that
trailer?
much money
Speed
to
trailer.
The
to
speed
fix it.
trailer?
We talked, we didn't wanna go out and get a new one, obviously, because the voters didn't vote
Yeah.
for it. But yeah, we can repair the other one as well, right? That, we would have money already actually still.
And I have a friend, Jerry,
Yeah.
that's good with batteries and chargers and all that kind of stuff. So he'll set you up, he'll help you out with that.
The,
Something about solar, someone that you
Yeah,
knew.
we were thinking about maybe putting some solar, it has solar, right?
yes, it does. So it probably needs to replace the panels more than likely.
Yeah, probably more modern solar panels, they've come a long ways and upgrades. Is that something your company handles?
Well,
Yeah.
I got a friend that deals with a lot of that
Oh,
stuff
really?
as well.
Yeah.
Electronics.
Yeah, you get a new solar panel and look at the charging system and your batteries. You know, when you unplug those batteries for the winter, in the winter, and you put it, that's really bad for a battery. We should really have it, you should have it on a battery tender that just keeps it, keeps the power to the battery and keeps it updated. I know I do that with my cars when I put them on storage and my ATVs as well. And that's why you're losing your batteries, that they sit in that, winter 10 below 0.
Right, we were able to do that last year with the OHRV and the motorcycle. We kept a trickle charge going.
Oh, yeah.
And the battery, the year before the battery in the 4-wheeler exploded.
Correct.
You could freeze
Yes,
it.
it will, yeah.
But we don't have a building to put them in, so we have to
Yes.
put it in a storage. We put it in one of those storage containers.
Yeah.
Just plugged it in there.
That's why we moved one from out back closer to the building, so they could run
Electricity,
power
right?
to it.
Yeah, you
We
may
did
want
it
to
last
consider
year.
doing
Yeah.
that again.
Yeah.
And my friend Jerry also has those battery tenders and stuff, he's got In his garage, he's got about 20 of them, so
Okay,
I'm sure he will set us up if we need it.
okay.
If you let me know if you're looking for that, I can go see.
Yeah, we
it.
will. We'll probably talk to both of you guys.
All right, yeah, we can talk about that. All right. What else? So, yeah, go ahead and buy the radio. So we got a radio with the budget committee for next year's budget, and you're gonna get the second radio with, some of your leftover funds from 2017. That isn't an issue. And what did we talk about portable radios? Are we all set with that? Because I know we got a portable radio coming in our new budget next year.
Right.
And how are we on those radios?
Well, that one part of the money that's still in the budget is for one that's coming in.
Right. And then we had one budgeted for next year.
Yeah,
So is that gonna put you in good shape?
I think every full-time officer has a newer portable. Now we're just replacing the older ones that the part-time officers take out and then put back at the end of the
Yep.
shift. The two would probably be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the one you got coming, oh, you got one coming in now?
that's, we were budgeting
Yeah, and
for
then
this year.
one that we put in the budget for next year, is that correct, Rick?
Yeah.
Do we have one, because and then how about the repeaters? Let's just
This'll be it.
the repeaters.
This will be all we need for marked cars. We'll have, every marked car will have a repeater in it.
And so what the repeater does, just to make sure I understand, is when they're outside with their portable radio, it makes the portable radio the same wattage.
Right, it retransmits when you call on a portable radio, it'll retransmit from the car radio
Yeah,
with that power.
yeah, so in other words, 50 watts or 100 watts. I remember you used to have 100-watt radios, but the new ones were
Some are
50
50.
watts, and they were just as good as the 100 watts.
Right.
But the portable's not 50 watts.
No, it's
So,
fine.
so now the portable goes to the cruiser then takes the repeater, picks it up and
Right.
amplifies it to 50 watts and gets it out.
Right.
All right, good. So how many more repeaters do we need to make every cruiser have it?
We're good. We should
Oh.
have one for every marked car, right?
Okay.
We need one more?
We budgeted, no, after next year's budget, what we budgeted for, we'll have enough.
Right, so we
All
have
right, so
one
with the
more
one we
coming.
got budgeted,
Right.
we'd be in good shape. Fantastic. Getting caught up on a lot of this electronic stuff that constantly needs updating.
Yeah, but don't get all excited because
Next year it'll be something else.
Maybe, well,
Laptops.
Oh,
we.
yeah, the tough books, those are pretty old.
8 years old.
8 years old, yeah. You'll have to start looking at those. I wonder if there's a trade-in program on those.
Could be
I think we checked into that and there isn't because they're so
old.
outdated,
Oh,
but
for the heck of it, do you know what one of those tough books go for today about? Ballpark?
I don't know.
Oh, no
I
idea.
don't know.
Okay, well, it's something to look forward to. And then in our next few meetings into the new
Sure.
year, we'll start talking about that. So you would need one for every cruiser down the road. That's 7, it's got 8.
Be 8, yeah.
Eight.
But we'd replace them maybe over time as well.
Over
so
time.
It's not a big impact.
Yeah, yeah. You have some that are used more than others.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Any questions? Okay. Anything else, Ray?
Nope.
All right. We got- Okay, and we have some evaluations, so we can at least do that. Now, what are we gonna do about the minutes?
next month,
Just wait.
Next month? Okay. What about posting online? Do you put the?
they're already up.
They're already up, okay. So we'll have to do it next month. All right, what do you got?
All right, well, the first officer we have is Gary Bartis, and he's at a labor grade 6, step 12. And on a good review, we're gonna move him, step 15 is the highest, right?
No, step 20.
Oh, step 20, so he's gonna move from a labor grade 6, step 12 to step 13.
Okay. I'll second that. All in
Aye.
favor? All right, let me see that. I'll put it for you.
Next one up is Ray Shelton.
Good thing we hired Gary part-time. I worked quite a few hours.
Very good.
He filled in for Kevin when Kevin was
Yeah,
out.
so very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's been excellent.
yeah, awesome. Okay,
So Ray is currently at a labor grade 17, step
who
14.
is it for?
Ray Pelton.
Rick?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, your evaluation,
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah, good.
This is for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
So he's at a labor grade 17, step 14, and we're gonna move him up to a step 15.
okay, make a motion to that. Yeah, I'll second it.
All in favor, aye.
All right, all in favor? All right. Is that right? And the next one?
And the last one is for Chip Shabbat. And on a good recommendation here, he's got a labor grade 13, step 17. And we're gonna move him up to a step 18.
So make a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, for that, okay, and I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Fantastic. Evaluation. About puts the caboose to our agenda. Are there any questions from anybody in the audience? Yes, Tom? Mr. Magna?
Observation, you probably can assume that this time of year I deal with a lot of packages and deliveries,
Yep.
about 1,000 pieces a day. And so we go to almost every house, packages, and we have people delivering to houses that don't know the town, and don't know the routes, and don't know the houses. And I had no, because I don't know them all, certainly, I don't know
Yeah.
the other, but at this time of year, I deliver. And I noticed more and more, houses are difficult to determine what number they are. And I've lived in other areas of the country, I've lived in other towns where it was really a requirement, you had proper labeling of your house.
Mhm.
On your house, on your mailbox, on your curbing, wherever, and there's so many places, but there's no labeling on the box, there's no labeling on the houses of what number it is. So I ended up driving past houses until I see a number, and I have to go back and try to, okay, is this house, is this,
Yeah.
you know, because the way back there.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that's
there's some kind of campaign that can be started between the police and the fire department for, more for safety reasons, than
Yeah.
for emergency personnel who come from other.
I know in Manchester, they made me put my number on my door, had to be certain, well, a certain height of letter, a certain design of letter, and then they came and checked it and made sure that we had it, so.
The Boy Scouts had a program going in Chester where they went around and they numbered everybody's house. And for safety reasons.
Yeah.
If you get a call, I mean, if there's a fire call or a medical emergency and they can't find your house, that's valuable time that's being lost. I think it's a great idea. We could probably start by making a request for voluntary compliance in the crier.
Why don't we
Explain
make
why.
it, that's a very good point, Tom. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, you would
We're
know
not
it
the
when
only-
you go, you know.
I see it more and more now. I've been out the last couple of years delivering, and I just see it more and more and more. There's houses that just,
But so you know, Tom, we're not the only ones. I go out obviously looking for houses
Yeah.
myself, and I've seen, even in some towns, numbers that don't even correspond. All of a sudden, you know, it's like, you know, you think you know how to count by now. Next thing you know, you're looking for 13 and you go right by and it should be there. Next thing you know, you gotta drive past
Yeah.
17, 18 to find 13.
and tough ones are the houses that don't have boxes. Because some people that get post office box, they don't have a mailbox.
Maybe we should reach out to the fire chief.
What Chester did was they put up little poles with illuminated numbers. They put up their own numbers
Yep.
corresponding.
Well, let's put that on future agendas and let's see if we can start working on that, as well as putting in the article about joining the neighborhood watch.
Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, something.
Boy Scouts, that'd be a great, excellent Eagle Scout project.
Probably be overwhelming, there's a lot of addresses in Auburn, but it would definitely be a start.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we make a note that somebody look into that a little bit with the fire chief, and then maybe Boy Scouts or somebody, and start working on that.
Yeah, I think that if you have, you know, we used to have a flower shop, and we've also found it very difficult, you know, making deliveries. I think certainly having letters a certain height on people's mailboxes, or in case that they don't have a mailbox, you know, maybe, you know, like something on a pole might be really nice. But really and truly impressing the fact of, okay, it's great for deliveries, okay, it's great if there's a fire, but what's even more important is if somebody is having a heart attack in that house and your house isn't marked, you're done. So it's so important, it's,
Yeah, see, not everybody's got a mailbox, so if they got a long driveway and the house is secluded and, you know, you don't see it from the road. Yeah, so I have a number on my house, but you can see my house, I got a number on my mailbox, but some
Right.
people don't have a mailbox and you can't see their house, so they should have some type of a pole and standardized.
Very brief window of opportunity on an AED, so the sooner first aid people get there, the better the person's chances.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, we'll amplify those facts in our next few months and see if we can get some of that get the ball rolling on that. That's a good.
What about dogs?
Dogs, I can't believe some of the dogs people have. I can't, I mean, I go to these, I'll just a quick little story. I go to these houses, they're $400,000, $500,000, $700,000 homes. And I go put a package on the porch, In most cases, I'll ring the doorbell and then I leave on the porch or on the deck and I leave, because I haven't got time to wait for people to put their pajamas on or something, I don't know. So, and these dogs come to the window and they just jump on the door and scratch and claw. I can't imagine what the woodwork was like.
Yeah, right.
You know, they got hundreds of thousands of dollars in the home, and they're probably destroying it inside because of this freaking horse they have in the house.
I had one of those dogs. We had to put a plastic laminate on the door, so when it went up with its claws, it would be scratching the plastic and not my wood door. I mean, one of my wood doors, it carved it right out with the
I
claws
had a
over
dog
the years.
come to the door the other day, honest to God, standing on all fours, he was as tall as I was. Honest to God, he was, it scared the hell out of me.
Well, not my
His
dog.
head was this freaking big.
He lays on the bed and he barks from the bed.
Yeah, he's a lazy bug. He's too comfortable.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, any other comments from the audience before we make a motion to adjourn at 7:30? You make a motion for that?
The motion to adjourn?
Okay, second. We're all done, see you next year.